Well, people, we are doing the milk jugs. Winter sowing. We're getting ready for the, probably get a few starters for the spring planting. You can tell it's cold because you see Fran wrapped up there pretty tight. Pretty tight. And it is cold here. It's supposed to get colder. But what kind of mixture is that, Fran?
This is regular planting, like potting soil mix. So it's got fertilizer in it, but I also mix some cocoa coir in it to make sure it doesn't get compacted. Because it's going to sit here. It's going to sit outside until spring.
Oh, okay.
So we won't do anything to it unless it gets extremely hot and dry, and we might need to give it a little bit of water. But other than that, we're not doing anything to it.
Okay, what she have done now is she have put the potting soil in the, what you call it, cocoa,
Yeah.
in the containers. We got the cartons, the jugs. You can see how they are. They're not the kind that you can see through, transparent. But we got those, and we got them cut with the hinges. I guess you all saw Nikki doing. We did them last year and year before last.
Yeah, we got a video where we did them before, and we also videoed when they germinated and how that looked and what the process was. You could take a pair of scissors, because most people just use milk jugs. The frosted ones are probably the best kind, but people use the ones that you can see through as well, and they do pretty good. You absolutely have to put a hole in the bottom so that it will drain, because you leave this out here and you let the rainwater run in. If there's no rainwater and it's getting pretty dry in there, these seeds will die. So you have to pay attention to it. Sometimes people just leave them and they get lucky, but just in case, you need to look at it. You put holes in it. A lot of people you see them using drills, and you see them using these instruments that will burn hole. You don't have to have all that. I use a pair of scissors to do it. If you don't have scissors and it's a little bit tough, you can heat a screwdriver and take the screwdriver and just punch a hole in there. You have to be creative based on what you got to work with.
I use a razor knife, something, whatever you got.
Some people don't have the tools. Most people have a screwdriver.
Okay.
If you don't have a screwdriver, it could be either Phillips head or flathead, any kind of screwdriver. Just put it on the stove and heat it, electric or gas. And when it gets really hot, you stick it in the bottom of the container and melt a hole in it. The hole doesn't have to be that big, just a drainage hole. And so when you don't have tools and you're trying to figure it out, you do what you have to do.
Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to help Fran take this box in the house here, and we're going to put the seeds in.
I'm going to put a little bit more water on.
A little bit more water?
Yeah. Not as quite as damp as I want it to be.
Well, you told me not to get it too wet.
Not soften it.
Well, people, when you're
It's all right. It's all right.
trying to follow orders, you just do the best you can. So she wanted to use some of that rainwater anyway.
Is that thing still recording?
Yes, it is.
Oh. You need to let her sister know.
Now, sister, know now.
Jesus Christ. Using my hat.
Okay, we ready? Okay, people, we are doing the germination in the jars. Okay, Fran, what are we doing here?
We're doing winter gardening. Most people use milk jugs. We use what we have. Some of them are milk jugs. This is a continuation of what we were doing outside. Outside, we cut the jars open. We made holes in the bottom. We put in potting soil mixed with coco coir. I decided I always soak my seeds. These seeds are so tiny. I'm gonna see if I can't drop them in with a tweezer so that they're not so tight together. I soaked them in these little lids. And now I'm gonna put them inside this jar. See if I can't spread them out so that so that I won't have to tease the roots apart too much when I get ready to plant them. If I see that some have fallen too close together, I take the tweezers and I move them apart. Once I get them all in there, I have already moistened the soil and packed it down a little bit. This is coco coir. I'm gonna spread this over the top of it evenly. This is really not a good product. You really should do this outside. It's too messy to do it in the house. I'm gonna tamp it down just a little bit, not a whole lot. Tamp it down. I have this pump. This is the ideal thing to use to spray it, but it's not working. So when things don't work or you don't have what you need to have, you have to improvise. So I made some little holes in the top of this water bottle, and I'm going to use it to water it with. It's got holes in the bottom, so I'm going to put it in the bottom of this container so that when it leaks out, it won't leak out all over the counter. I also will I've already labeled it. These are beefsteak tomatoes. I'm putting it in this container on January the 17th of 2025. We've done this before, so I know it works. If you got seeds that are gonna germinate, they will probably germinate. Some of my seeds are old, so some of them may not make it. But this is the cheapest and the easiest way to start to get plant starts is to do it this way. What they do is you put them outside, and when they get ready to germinate, you put them outside in the cold. I don't care what temperature it is. When they get ready to germinate, they will germinate. I will probably have to relabel these because I have found that the labels will come off. I meant to put some labels on the inside on those plant labels. I can't find them, so you do what you have to do. Okay, so the rest of these we're gonna pretty much do the same way. I'm kind of only doing tomatoes today. I'm gonna do these. I am really excited about doing these underground tomato seeds that were sent to us by one of our dear subscribers. I had never heard of them before. I had to look it up, but I'm really excited about planting them. I've soaked them a little bit. I'm only gonna do 4 because they're so precious. I'm gonna try it this way, and I'm gonna try it the regular way with the grow lights. I'm doing it the same way.
You're gonna try it with the grow lights on the hydroponic.
The hydroponics, I won't put these seeds in the hydroponics until we see how the hydroponic does.
Well, you know, we're rookies.
Yeah, we're rookies, but I can't afford. That was real nice of her to send us these seeds because it's something really I have never heard of underground. I had to look it up. It allegedly came from a slave that was in Ohio, passing through, and left him with this lady. And she was one of the few that gave him credit for it, although we don't know his name. Okay, I've labeled this one. I'm taping it up. I'll probably tape it some more because I want it to be secure. I think I'm gonna put some peppers in this one because I'll be able to tell the difference between the peppers and the tomatoes. I don't even have to label it. I'm gonna do a few cayenne pepper. You only need about 2 bushes of cayenne pepper because they are prolific in their growth. You do too many of these things and oh my goodness. I'll just throw them in there. It'll do okay. Did I put cocoa coir on top of that? I did not. You kind of, it's hard for me to tape this stuff. You have to concentrate on what you're doing. Because otherwise you make mistakes and you waste your dirt and you waste your time and you waste your seeds. Effort goes into this. All right, here we go.
Patient, grasshopper, patient.
Okay, patience. All right, well, I'm just gonna get it together for right now. I'll tape it together a little bit better in a little bit.
Yeah, as Fran was saying, family, we already got a video where we did the milk jugs last year, year before last.
I think it was year before last. I don't think we videotaped it last year.
But this process and method here really does work.
Okay. So these are the German pink. They're supposed to be I've never grown these before. I'm growing some of these tomatoes. Well, we've done the beefsteak before. But some of these tomatoes I have never done before.
Yeah, get those precious seeds.
I'm gonna take the tweezers and move them around so that they're not on top of each other. Arthur's gonna have a lot of fun cleaning up this kitchen when I get done.
Yeah, you all heard that, didn't you?
Because it is making a mess.
You don't put too much more water in there now.
Well, it's gotta be. It's gotta
I
be.
know, but getting water on the floor and you're making a bigger mess for me to have to clean up.
Hey, it comes with the territory.
But people, I resigned from being a nurse because she's a difficult patient.
That's too much information.
Well, it is true. But anywho, you got a basic idea.
You got the gist of what you're doing. But like I said, I like to soak my seeds before I plant them because I feel like it gives them a better start. I like in some room temperature, semi-warm water, definitely not hot water, but warm water. So that they're well hydrated and they're not trying to get all of the okay, this is Black Beauty. I'll tamp it down a little bit. Put one there, put one over there. Put some cocoa coir.
As many people have shown you guys about these jugs and jars, You cut them so they look like there's a hinge on it that you can open it and close it with.
There's a lot of videos. When I first started doing that, I only saw a couple of videos, but now you go on YouTube and there are a million videos because it's caught on. It's an easy way. It's the easiest way to germinate plants that I know about. And it doesn't really matter what climate, what zone you're in or anything, because the seeds literally come up when they get ready based on where they are. Now, the only problem you can have is if you have 4 or 5 really hot days, they germinate, and then the next 3 days it's like 12. That could kind of mess you up. But most of the time it doesn't happen that way, so it works out. It works its way out. Another thing that can happen that you really have control over is if it's, this depends on rainwater going in through this hole. You don't put a lid on here. So you leave it out so that it can be in the rain and in the snow as well. And it will go down through that hole and hydrate it. So, but if you have like several weeks where it doesn't rain and it's fairly warm, then you're going to need to take control of that, and you're going to need to put some water inside there.
And I saw several where people was putting cheesecloth or socks on top of them, but it's whatever turns you on.
Yeah, people have different ways. I also saw another way that I'm going to try, where someone took like a tote that's about this color, about the color of a milk carton, and they put the actual larger size grow cups inside the tote, put holes in the bottom of the tote, and put holes in the top of the tote, and put the containers so that
You want a bottle or you want ice? Okay. You damn want it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm moving the seeds around because some of them landed on top of each other. So I'm taking the tweezers and I'm moving them so that when they do germinate, you don't have to worry about them being on top of each other. This one is Paul Robeson. I've also never planted these seeds. I've seen them multiple times, and I've had these seeds for a while, so I hope they do germinate. But I'm going to try them. These tomatoes are pretty much all tomatoes that I have not tried before, except for the beefsteak. We've tried those before. Alrighty then. I have this I also have this huge water container that bottled water comes in. And I'm going to put multiple things in it because it's so big. I'll probably put something like kohlrabi. I really like to see kohlrabi grow. I got the purple kohlrabi, and it is beautiful. It tastes fresh to just eat it raw. This year I'm going to try to cook some. Last year I didn't cook any. I just took it and ate it.
We're using duct tape to close it up with, but I think any kind of tape that you use that will bond well.
And will be okay in the rain and in the sun and in the cold and in the snow, because it needs to last until we take these things out of here.
And what we'll probably do after we finish videoing this, we'll make sure they're taped well. I'll probably tape them again on top of that.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. If it looks like the tape is coming undone, I'll just retape it. They say put it and forget it. Okay, I got one more bottle. Let's go around, and this one is gonna be the golden sweet peppers. I'm also gonna do some green peppers, and I'll do some additional. I've got some other hot peppers, but since peppers are a real hot weather thing, I don't have to plant them right now. It'll keep until it gets a. You can really plant those in a bucket outside once it gets warm, and just let it come up, and then tease them apart and put them in the ground. I also want to do some more purple. I really love seeing purple broccoli grow. I had some beautiful, we videotaped that too. I've got some beautiful videos of some purple broccoli that we did. We had some fairly large heads. It's just a thing of beauty, because when you cook them, they turn green. It's just like okra. When you cook red okra, it turns green. It doesn't stay red. And the same thing with the red beans. When you cook them, they turn green. When you cook broccoli, it turns green. But it is so pretty when you're growing it until that's pretty much. I've got some green broccoli. It's some green broccoli out there growing in the yard if the deers would quit eating it. They're out there every night, walking around. We're supposed to be having deer sausage.
Well, we haven't deer sausage, but we're having the one the homestead Rachel sent us.
Where'd she get her deer from? Out the yard? Keep it from the garden?
She go out there and hunt for it.
She harvests the deer instead of the deer harvesting her.
That's right.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna do some others, because like I said, I want to do some broccoli. The next project is gonna be putting seeds in this hydroponic machine. We've already put it together, and we'll see what it does, or how it does.
Okay, people, that'll be it for us on the jars and
On the winter sowing.
on the winter sowing and the containers. But take care of yourself. Be blessed. And it's cold out there, at least where we are. So have a good one. The family love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.